Up next on Lion TV, Lily Lindsay gives us an inside look on how the Searcy High swim team has been preparing for their upcoming swim season. Star Cox with the high school theater department and their annual haunted theater productions.
And me, Jordan Bowman, with all your Searcy Lions football playoffs. All that and more, Lion TV starts now.
Good morning, Searcy High. I'm Jordan Jones.
And I'm Carter Love. Let's get this morning started with some announcements.
Searcy High School, along with the department, will host a flu immunization clinic on November 9th.
Key Club is sponsoring the Searcy High Blood Drive on Thursday, November 9th, so look for the Bloodmobile. Pick up a permission slip outside room 115, room 321, or in the West office. Return slips to room 115, which belongs to Ms. Chrysler, ASAP to schedule an appointment. Donors will receive a long-sleeve holiday t-shirt, so save multiple lives and donate blood.
FCCLA will meet Wednesday, November 8th at 7:30 in the fax room, room 104. Please bring your fundraiser boxes and money.
Spanish Club will be meeting November 14th at 7:30 a.m. in the food pantry room, which is room 531. Also, December 7th at 6 p.m. they will be going to Walmart for angel tree shopping.
Searcy High will be taking a group of seniors to ASU-BB for their college preview day on Friday, November 10th. They will be traveling by school bus and lunch will be provided by ASU. They will be leaving around 8:30 a.m. and return around 1:30 p.m.
Tomorrow there will be an arena dedication at 5:30 p.m. before the basketball games to recognize the former basketball and volleyball players and coaches. Admission is free to those being recognized.
Hey Connor, do you know about this upcoming swim meet?
Actually, no. Why do you ask?
Well, Lily Lindsay has a story about our local swim team and how they're preparing for it.
Everyone knows how difficult swimming is, but not everyone knows what it takes to be an active member of our high school swim team. Coach Kathy Threckold and swim team junior Jacob Abrams gives us an inside look at what their practices are like, what they expect from this season, and how a good and knowledgeable coach is necessary for a successful swim season.
A typical high school swim practice is an hour and a half long. We start out with a warm-up and get their bodies loose and get them used to being in the water again.
I'm preparing for the upcoming swim season by showing up to as many swim practices as I can, giving it 110%.
We swim roughly 2,800 yards, which is down and back 54 times.
7 to 8 practices a week, and those practices can range from anything.
Our swim team has doubled in size since last year, and with a larger team, we can expect to do better.
We compete during practices. They like to try to see who's faster at each of the strokes, but once we get to meets, they're very encouraging, and that's what I like to see. My goal is to win conference and to get as many swimmers to qualify for state as possible.
With state and conference as the end goal, it's important to have a coach who knows what it takes to keep swimmers productive and focused.
Say I'm encouraging. I like to give them individualized attention, help them fix their strokes. The main thing with swimming is technique.
If I'm doing something wrong, they'll tell me what I'm doing wrong and how to improve it. They'll encourage me, they'll lift you up. They'll also break you down physically because the sets that they give are very painful.
Most people think that swimming, you just get in the water and you just swim. But there's a lot more to it. We have 4 different strokes with butterfly, backstroke, breaststroke, and freestyle.
Kathy, she also just talks to us one-on-one about what we need to improve.
Team chemistry is vital in all sports, and the interactions between one another can make or break the entire team.
So a high school meet can be really large or they can be fairly small. We can have anywhere from 50 swimmers up to 175 swimmers.
Getting time trials done so it can actually get seated times for the meets, and then working technique and getting pacing down.
All get along and they encourage one another, and that I'm here to help them reach their goals, their individual goals, and our goals as a team. Go! And for them individually, it's always the same for swimming. It's always drop time. And with dropping time, we're talking about seconds, we're talking about half seconds.
Dropping time in swimming is always the end goal, but Coach Threckold does an excellent job at getting her athletes where they need to be for the upcoming season. Be sure to wish the members luck on their upcoming meets. And now, let's send it back to the news desk.
Man, our swim team works very hard.
They sure do, but let's move on to some local news. Charlie Robbins, a spokesperson for the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Western District of Arkansas, said in a statement that FBI agents arrested Hot Springs County Sheriff Scott Finkbeiner on Thursday. According to an affidavit from FBI Special Agent Brian Ambrose, Finkbeiner helped impede a drug investigation.
The judge presiding over the civil fraud trial of Donald Trump admonished him to keep his answers concise, reminding him that the courtroom that this is not a political rally. As the former president and leading Republican president candidate began testifying in a lawsuit accusing him of dramatically inflating his net worth.
From Washington to Milan to Paris, tens of thousands of pro-Palestinian demonstrators marched Saturday calling for a halt to Israel's bombardment of Gaza. The marchers reflected growing disquiet among the mounting civilian casualty toll and suffering from the Israel-Hamas war. Protesters, particularly in countries with large Muslim populations, including the United States, United Kingdom, and France, expressed disillusionment with the governments for supporting Israel while its bombardments of hospitals and residential areas in the Gaza Strip intensifies. You know, I always like to be informed of the events that are going on in our world today.
Me too. Now I would like to be informed on what's going on in the weather.
No need to wait any longer. We have Phoenix Pruitt to tell us our weather report.
Hey Cersei, let's get right into those awesome autumn weather updates. Today you're going to have a high of 80 degrees with your rain at 11% chance. Wind is going to be south-southwest at 15 miles per hour. Humidity is going to be at 78% and your sun rose at 6:34 a.m. Now on to tonight. Tonight, going to have a low of 61 degrees, rain at 24% chance. Your sun will set at 5:07 p.m. with winds at south-southwest at 7 miles per hour, and that humidity is going to be at 85%. On to the almanac. Average temperatures, high of 65 degrees and low of 43. Monthly average of precipitation at 4.77 inches, and that month today is 0.00 inches. On to that 5cast. Thursday, we're finally getting some rain at 64 degrees as your high, 45 as your low, and a 98% chance of rain. Friday, we're going back to some partly cloudy weather, 63 as your high, 40 as your low, and a 24% chance of rain. Saturday, no rain at 61 as your high, 40 as your low, and a 3% chance of rain. Sunday, partly cloudy again, 65 as your high, 39 degrees as your low, and a 9% chance of rain. And on Monday, it's going to be partly cloudy with 64 as your high, 41 as your low, and a 4% chance of rain. Well, it looks like fall weather's returning.
Indeed.
Man, all this weather talk is making me hungry. Connor, what's for lunch today?
Okay, today for lunch we'll be having chicken spaghetti, classic cheese pizza, barbecue chicken, ham and cheese sub, and some milk.
Be sure to thank our wonderful lunch ladies for all of their hard work.
I sure will.
Hey Connor, did you happen to go to Haunted Theater?
I didn't actually, but I do know someone who did. Star has an entire story on the Haunted Theater.
We're on the scene at this year's annual Haunted Theater. Most might say the new theme of every year is what keeps people coming back. Instead of going with your typical gory and scary themes, this year's SHS's theater department chose a spooky fairy tale.
The theme for this year's Haunted Theater was chosen by me, but I suggested it to Miss Taylor, and she put it up to a vote, and Coraline was chosen.
I feel like this one is different. I like this one a lot because Coraline is one of my favorite movies of all time, and playing other father is just a dream come true.
When putting together an event like Haunted Theater, there's lots to look forward to.
The goals I have for Haunted Theater are to scare everyone who goes through it, and for everyone who goes to go through it to know the plot of Coraline and enjoy it if they are fans of the movie.
What I'm most excited for is having people explore the other world and just all seeing the people's reactions to like the button eyes and kind of shocking people and whatnot.
With all the excitement surrounding Haunted Theater, there's also many challenges.
Some challenges is obviously the time frame. We have from the start of October to the 26th to get it all done.
Yeah, it can be a little chaotic, but when the audience comes in, we all try to look okay and look perfect, and that's generally how the environment is.
There's many different preparations that go into creating a spooky and successful Haunted Theater.
I'm really excited for the makeup to be done on all the actors because they're all gonna have actual button eyes.
If you need button eyes, we gotta put them on now!
Just getting everyone prepared to do improv and get their lines put in place and making the set.
I try to get his mannerisms down, and I even try to get his wardrobe down, and I put the buttons on my eyes to kind of see what it's like. It's a lot of fun seeing the audience's reactions.
Be prepared to deal with random people that they don't know.
Wow, another successful year for the theater department's student pick theme. It's amazing how much work goes into these haunted theaters. I hope next year's theme is even more spooktacular than this year's. Have a wicked rest of your day, Cersei. Now, let's send it back to our anchors at the news desk.
Thanks, Star. That sure was spooky.
Yes, it was. Now we have Jordan Bowen to tell us our sports updates.
Good morning, Searcy High School. I'm Jordan Bowman here with your sports updates. In local sports, the Searcy Lions football team went against West Memphis Blue Devils on Friday, losing 20-42. Despite the loss, the Lions will play against the Greenbrier Panthers Friday night in the first round of the playoffs. The Lions basketball season started this week with the girls team playing against Stuttgart on Monday, winning 61-43. The girls also play their Star City benefit game Tuesday night, along with the boys playing their Cabot benefit game. Both the boys and girls will play against Jacksonville tomorrow night, with the girls at 6 p.m. and the boys at 7 p.m. Be sure to go cheer on your Lions, and admission is free, but if you are unable to make the game, be sure to watch our stream on Lion TV. In national news, the Miami Dolphins took on the Kansas City Chiefs in Frankfurt, Germany on Sunday. The Chiefs took the early lead of 21-0 in the first half, 6 of their points coming off of a Tyreek fumble that the defense lateraled and took it to the end zone. In the second half, Miami's defense held the Chiefs scoreless, but the offense was not able to catch back up, losing the game to a fumbled snap, 21-14. Josh Dobbs, after just being traded to the Vikings this week following the injury of Kirk Cousins, played against the Falcons. Josh Dobbs making an outstanding debut in Minnesota. He completed 20 of 30 passes, going for 158 yards and 2 touchdowns, helping his new team get a 31-28 victory. In the most exciting game of the week, the Dallas Cowboys took on division rivals Philadelphia Eagles in a back-and-forth game to the very end. The Eagles came out victorious in a 28-23 win, going 8-2 into their bye week. In the game, Dak Prescott threw for 374 yards, 3 touchdowns, while Jalen Hurts threw for 207 yards and 2 touchdowns. And in Sunday Night Football, the Buffalo Bills took on the Cincinnati Bengals, who finally found their footing this season. Cincinnati took no time, taking the lead 7-14 by the end of the first, and throughout the entire game, the Bengals kept control of the lead, eventually leading to a 24-18 win, bringing their record to 5-3 and the Bills to 5-4. Joe Burrow threw for 348 yards and 2 touchdowns, as Josh Allen threw for 258 yards and 1 touchdown and an interception. Well, Cersei, that's all the sports updates I have for you this week. Now back to the news desk.
Thanks for the updates, Jordan.
Well, that's all I have for you today, Cersei. So don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Cersei High Lion TV.
And follow us on X at Lion TV, Instagram Cersei Lion TV, and on Facebook at Cersei High Lion TV. Signing off, I'm Jordan Jones.
And I'm Connor Love. See you Friday, Cersei.